If you enjoy what you hear here today, please consider supporting me on my Patreon page. Every dollar helps, and you get to see content that you won't see here. Chapter 28 Act 1 Epilogue. The Council Hive. What was once a chamber where the changeling queens would gather and hold council was no longer recognizable, the room having been restored to the glory of 4,000 years ago. The seats for the various queens were no longer present, only a large, dominant throne that cast its shadow across the newly revitalized throne room. The entire hive, in truth, was in a far better condition than it had been in a very long time. The Empress had used her unrivaled knowledge of the structure to direct drones into restoring every inch of the place. Every single crack and faded wall was repaired seamlessly, the hive slowly becoming once again worthy of the one who held dominion over it. And work had only just begun. Empress Immortalis was alone in the throne room, sitting contently in her throne. Her eyes were closed as she immersed herself in the hive mind, something that she had been deprived of for far too long. She had been sifting through the various changeling queens, learning about the world she had found herself in while directing her subjects. 4,000 years was a long time to miss out on, and she found herself perplexed by some of the changes. Radio, steam engines, zeppelins, all of it. Her changelings told her all the specifics. And, of course, she had learned more about the affairs of the modern world. Zebrica, the Griffin Kingdom, the Dragonlands, among many others. And, of course, there was also Equestria. That she wanted to speak with a very particular changeling queen about face to face. As summoned, Queen Twilight Sparkle opened the doors to the throne room and walked on in, her glowing red eyes meeting the Empress's. Twilight bowed on reaching the throne before rising up again.
You summoned me, Empress? I did. I needed to hear some things from your mouth rather than across the hive, Immortalis stated. I have some questions about Equestria, and you shall answer them. I will answer whatever I can. Good girl. Now, the Empress started, what is this about the sun and moon being controlled by two ponies? Alicorns. 2 of the 4 currently known to exist,
Twilight explained.
Celestia and Luna are 2 members of the Equestrian Triumvirate, along with my sister-in-law, Princess Miyamura Cadenza. How? The Empress bluntly inquired. How could any being control the sun and moon? Over 1,000 years ago, sometime before Celestia and Luna were even born, an unknown catastrophe disrupted the planet's natural orbit around the sun and likewise the moon's orbit of the planet. You mean to tell me you simply forgot what caused it? The Empress's tone was somewhat mocking. It was before recorded history, much like you were, Twilight continued. Unicorns tended the cycle for a time, at least until the population founded Equestria and Discord arrived a few decades later. Discord. A spirit of chaos. Once he was an adversary of Equestria, but now he's an ally, and a powerful one. But we don't know where he is. He goes away every now and then to parts unknown, likely seeking his own amusement. An issue for later, Immortalis noted. What did he do? He swept aside Equestria's feeble defenses, and Queen Platinum lost control. Discord used the sun and moon as some of his many playthings, raising and lowering them as he saw fit. That is, until he was defeated at the hooves of Celestia and Luna, who were equally given the throne by Platinum at the urging of Star Swirl the Bearded. They then took dominion over the celestial bodies. Are they specifically required for it? No,
Twilight answered.
any being with alicorn-level strength could perform the act with practice and training. So, any changeling queen could theoretically do it? Yes. And me? Most definitely.
Immortalis hummed.
That is good to know. I wasn't keen on the idea of leaving them alive. Equestria is by far the biggest threat to your reign,
Twilight stated.
They must be targeted first. Oh? Even with the elements of harmony rendered useless, the alicorns are still a huge threat, and they have an army to back them up. Equestria is large, and changeling numbers have declined since your time. Nothing a collection of keen strategic minds cannot solve,
Immortalis stated with a smirk.
And your minds are mine now. We're all up to the challenge,
Twilight assured.
I have always loved solving problems. It is good to know you remain so faithful, Queen Twilight. I have been enlightened,
Twilight stated, ignoring her own voice screaming out from the depths of her mind.
And you shall see that it is for the best,
Immortalis remarked.
Our ascension is coming. The natural order of the world demands it. As you say, Empress. Good,
The Empress replied.
Anything else you want to add about Equestria? The Crystal Heart,
Twilight noted.
the power source behind the Crystal Empire, and in possession of Cadenza. In our hooves, our power could be unlimited if the heart is properly maintained. However, the Princess of Love could use it against us. The sheer power of the love energy within can be weaponized. It destroyed King Sombra, and it could overwhelm us too. The Crystal Empire is far north, in the middle of a frozen wasteland, correct? Between Equestria and Draco's former hive, yes. Then we shall leave it be for now,
Immortalis decided.
We can deal with that when the rest of the pony civilization falls. And after that, we expand. Each species will be brought under hoof. Those who survive will serve us. Cannon fodder is always useful in warfare. We have plenty of drones,
Twilight pointed out.
I'd rather keep our population stable.
Immortalis stated.
But for now we have more detailed plans to work out. Knowing our end objectives is good, but knowing exactly how we achieve them is better. Are you going to be filling the other queens in on our end goals? I already have,
The Empress informed Twilight, who briefly listened in and heard Immortalis' voice pervading throughout the hive mind, conveying their conversation.
So I see,
Twilight remarked.
Well, in that case, I already know of something that will assist in this campaign. Oh?
The Empress sat forward, all ears.
You have one advantage in particular against them. The Princess of the Sun, specifically. And what, pray tell, might that be?
Twilight Sparkle smirked.
Me.